The silent power move, why the strong never explain themselves. There's a split second, a moment so fast, it passes before your brain catches up. Where someone challenges you. They attack your name, question your intent, twist your words. And your gut says, respond, defend, explain. But if you give in to that instinct, you've already lost, because what looks like self-defense is often just fear dressed up as reason. That's not what I meant. You misunderstood me. Please, let me explain. Harmless? No, it's a power leak. What you're actually saying is, you have the right to put me on trial, and I accept your authority. That's not strength, that's surrender. Real power doesn't explain itself, it doesn't justify, it doesn't flinch. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. The moment you explain, you shift the weight of control. You hand them the frame, the story, the mic. You've turned the camera away from their words, and pointed it at yourself. Even if you're right, even if your explanation is flawless, you still look guilty. Why? Because only the insecure rush to clarify. The strong? They let silence burn. They let the room fill with tension. They don't patch the air with nervous words. They let the accusation hang there, untouched. And that makes people uncomfortable. Now guess what happens? The crowd doesn't look at you anymore. They start looking at the accuser. Why are they so emotional? Why do they care so much? Why is he not reacting at all? Now, the roles flip. You become the mystery. The enigma. The one they start defending. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It means you're playing the long game. Because in the war of perception, the person who speaks first often loses control of the frame. You think you're clearing the air? No, you're giving them oxygen. What they said, let it sit. Let it rot in their own echo chamber. Let people question why they attacked you in the first place. Let them overreach. Let them show their bitterness. Power isn't just about what you do. It's about what you refuse to respond to. Most people explain because they want to be understood. But truthfully, you don't want clarity. You want control. If someone calls you arrogant, cold, selfish, and you jump in with, no, you don't get it, I'm actually. You just validated their frame. You gave them the authority to judge you. You showed them their words can shake you. Meanwhile, the powerful ones, they don't even blink. Why? Because they know the most dangerous move in the game is doing nothing at all, and that's just the beginning. Because the real masters, they go even further than silence. They turn every attack into a mirror. They force the enemy to doubt themselves. In part 2, we'll uncover how silence becomes manipulation, how to turn critics into defenders, and how to win every room without saying a single word. So you've held your silence. You didn't defend. You didn't explain. You let the accusation float. Now, what's next? Here's where most stop. But this is where the real power play begins, because Machiavelli didn't just teach silence, he taught reversal. Control through contrast, the art of flipping the frame so that the accuser becomes the fool, and the silent one becomes untouchable. You don't respond, you reflect, you become the mirror that exposes them. If someone attacks you publicly, and you remain composed, the pressure shifts. Silence doesn't just protect you, it isolates them. People begin to notice how emotional the other person is, how desperate they sound, how stable you look. Suddenly, you're no longer the target. You're the one being unfairly dragged. You're the one holding power with restraint. You become the symbol of control, and they, the symbol of insecurity. This is frame control. Whoever frames the story controls the story. And silence lets the other person overexpress themselves until they unravel their own credibility. Here's a brutal truth. Most people argue to be right. The powerful don't need to be right. They just need to be respected. They don't win by debate. They win by presence, by being the one who never breaks character, never flinches, never dances for approval. Brain, the less you say, the more they project. And projection is how they reveal their weakness. When you say nothing, people fill the silence with their own bias. And ironically, they often overestimate you. They think you're scheming. They think you're above it. They think you're 10 steps ahead. Let them. That illusion is your real power. You didn't need to be anything. You just needed to not react. Machiavelli would call this the burden of mystery. People don't fear what's loud. They fear what they can't understand. If they know everything about you, they can prepare for you. But if you stay quiet, they panic. They assume the worst, or the best. But either way, you stay in control. Now here's the deeper level. You're not just avoiding defense. You're setting a trap. You become the steady presence in the room. Others crumble around you, and every time they lash out more, their words stop being seen as passionate, and start being seen as unstable. You didn't fight them. You let them fight themselves. Direct hit. The strongest power move isn't to strike. It's to never need to. So here's what you do next time. When someone accuses you, pause. Look at them. Say nothing. Let the silence stretch. Let them feel their own echo bounce back. Let others witness your calm, and their chaos. You don't need to defend yourself, because when you're truly powerful, the world defends you for you. TruMinds is for thinkers, not followers. We don't chase trends, we break patterns. If you're someone who questions the surface and searches for what's hidden beneath, then you're already one of us. Subscribe now, and sharpen your edge with every video.